Attention gamers, don't miss out on your shot to score a free Steam key for the incredible game featured in this video. Keep watching for the exclusive details on how to secure your chance of winning.
I decided to change my life. Move to a big city and buy a repair shop. I started out with glue, a soldering iron, and my short arms. A smart 3D printer was my only friend. I'm alone not just in the city. I'm the last Tyrannosaurus on this planet.
If you haven't heard of Dynopunk yet, you must have been fossilized under a rock for the past 6 months, because this game has been making waves in the indie game scene. Dynopunk is an ironic adventure set in a cyberpunk world where dinosaur kind has replaced humanity. Run a repair shop, fix gadgets, find personalized approaches to every customer by offering them beverages and having deep heart-to-heart conversations, all to sort out your private life and chase your ultimate dream. The free version of Dynopunk Welcome to Synth City offers a chance to live a full 7-day week as a resident of a futuristic cyber city, but there is a catch. You will now have to deal with having much shorter arms. Imagine that a meteor had never struck the Earth, so the dinosaurs did not go extinct but continued to evolve. Now, millions of years later, they inhabit high-tech megalopolises. One such dino is Chris, a repair shop owner who dreams of building a time machine to travel to the past and find true love, because he is the last remaining T-Rex on the planet. Enjoy pixel art that pays homage to 1990s retro games and an original 1980s style lo-fi soundtrack. Get a copy on Steam today. Let's hear a little bit about the development of Dynopunk from its creators, but first, are you like me, always looking for the next big thing in the world of indie games? Well, look no further, because you've come to the right place. We interview indie developers, giving them a platform to share their journey, their struggles, and their triumphs. By subscribing to our channel, you'll be supporting these talented individuals and their dreams. And to show our appreciation to our subscribers for all of their support, we give away free copies of these amazing games whenever possible. Now, let's hear from the makers of Dynopunk.
So, Dynopunk is a mix of visual novel and repairing simulator. When you need to talk to your clients and change their mood. So we took some references from quite famous games like Valhalla or Coffee Talk, and we wanted to add some features from ourselves to these kind of games, because when I played these games I enjoyed it very much, but I lacked gameplay mechanics or additional interactions with characters. So we added from ourselves repairing simulator stuff and mood changing mechanics of characters, customers when they come to you and say about their life and all this stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a simple formula where we add more gameplay to the story-based game, and during two player reviews, I think we've got a good balance of these parts of the game. The main plot based on the last T-Rex dinosaur who have bought a workshop to repair some stuff, but accidentally he have found time machine drawings, and he's trying to build a time machine now to save last love from the accident from future.
Yeah, so it's very funny because you build a time machine to get laid, as someone told from our publisher describing our plot. So our game is quite ironic, have some humorous dialogues. So this plot is not, it have serious themes, but also it's kind of funny and goofy from this kind of view.
So if I could say what players should do in the game, he will talk with customers. Every customer has their own story and several endings, so the player can choose how to interact with characters to lead them to any of endings. And this is all about talking. And if we talk about gameplay, the player will repair some simple gadgets. Repairing system is very arcade. It's just cutting some shapes and gluing some parts. It's not a simulator. It's just an arcade simulator. So it's very cozy and relaxing game, I think.
Yeah, main thing that we proud of about gameplay is, I think, our mood bar feature, because we came to this after some playtests. First situations was like we tried playtests on other people with our demo. People was quite bored because characters talk a lot and you can't interact with them enough, because choosing answer options is not enough to feel real gameplay. So we started to think, how can we improve standard interaction system, because in every game you can just choose answers and see what's happening. So we came up with our feature of mood bar. Every customer that came to your workshop has their own mood states they show to you. It so you see by yourself how can you change their attitude to you. And this has added more interaction with customers.
Yes, I'm the artist and animator of this project, so I could say that we took some reference games to rely on, and of course, this was Valhalla and Red Strings Clubs and several pixel art artists. So we decided to combine some art styles in our game, such as retro wave, as you can see on lighting on the characters, pixel art with shading. So we don't stick with old school pixel art. We use pixel art with some post effects to achieve these retrowave styles and to make the picture in general smoother and maybe better looking. Because old school games has a limited palette and we didn't want to stick with that. We wanted to make a beautiful game. So we use a lot of shaders, special effects, and so all characters are hand drawn and all scenes too. So I think we did a good job in making a pixel art game.
And one more thing I want to mention is our music that we proud of, but I think mostly our composer can be proud of it, because was an interesting story. Our composer found us. We, at the beginning of development, had some posts on Reddit, or I don't remember, maybe on Twitter, and he wrote to us and said, "Hey, I like your art style." Thanks to Roman. And wrote some tracks for a game, I think, that fits the game well, so you can just use it for free if you want. And those tracks really was, they just
Amazing.
amazing interaction with our game and our style and mood. So firstly, we just used his tracks and they said thank you and just was talking with him. And when we have found publisher, we decided we can hire this guy because now we have publisher. So we offered to him, and this was pretty good interaction. So our composer found us. That's why I think indie developers, especially, need to share their games and not to sit with their game just in their own rooms, because this it can be very useful. You need to force yourself every day to share something.
All you need to do in order to be eligible to win the free Steam key for this game is follow me and the developer on Twitter, links in the description, and retweet the tweet I made about this video. Then comment below to let me know you have entered. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed as well. One viewer that completes these steps will be chosen 1 week after this video was uploaded and will be sent the free Steam key. Good luck!
I think I can start with a general challenge is planning of tasks. uh, I would
Yeah.
Yes, because we are indie developers, there are no boss over us. So we need to work for ourselves, and we need to motivate ourselves, and we need to find time for ourselves because we both have a job, and after job we making the Dynopunk. So for 4.5 years, we was doing Dynopunk almost every day. So it's hard to continue when you don't get some money for that, or you don't get additional motivation for that, because
Yeah,
in
or
the start of
feedback.
the yes, in the beginning of the development, you have no literally feedback for your work. So you need to push yourself, you need to find a power in you to continue. And I think this was the most problem, because if you can find a power in yourself to continue, you can do anything in your project.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I can say that I have power in myself, but was not enough. So I always try to show demo to my friends or mates, and it had a huge impact in motivation. So one more advice I could give to myself and maybe to other people is to share the game live to people. So the thing I was doing is I just suggest my friends to, hey, can we just come to my house and play our demo? I want to watch how you do it and want to watch your impression and emotions of our game in live. And this was very good thing to do. Another funny story from technical perspective, because we started to develop in Dynopunk in Game Maker Studio 2 engine, and we created a lot of mechanics in this engine. For about a year we have developing game in Game Maker. But after developing for 1 year, we noticed that Game Maker has not enough tools to our game. So me as a programmer, I needed to move game fully from Game Maker to Unity. So it was a big challenge to rewrite all the code I wrote to move to other engine. You can't just port to other game engine. No, you just do it manually with your hands. So it took a lot of efforts and passion to do this. So you do double work.
But I need to make some additions that this approach was very helpful because we've got a good chance to use some shaders. I mentioned that because I'm artist of this project. So Unity allows us to use more advanced tools to make game better looking. So it was a necessary step.
It was a necessary step, yeah, but the thing is, for our future experience, is to choose right game engine and right tools before development to plan it better, to avoid these situations.
Well, I can start, I think. As for the artist, that's an interesting thing because I didn't draw much before the game development. So when we started to do our first game, Double, I started to learn drawing. And that was a tough experience because when you literally don't know anything about drawing, you need to draw sprites, animations, do animations, and draw backgrounds, and you simply don't know how to do it, and you learn in the process. And for the first project, this is excellent experience because you're not just learning something, you are using it in a practice at the same time. And I think the most experience I've get in my life in art direction, this was our first game. And when we started Dynopunk, I already knew how to use Photoshop, how to use some drawing techniques. I learned pixel art from some good artist references. So my storyline as an artist starts from the game development, and I didn't think that I will be artist ever. So this is a very surprising life line for me.
And I can say that when I look at Roman's approach to things in work, I always think that will he will be good as a programmer, but no, he chooses to be artman and all this stuff. So it's interesting to me to look at his path. So about my path, I can say I started to try programming in my school time. I had a friend who was interested in programming, so I tried in school. But after school, I dropped this out because I was sick of programming and game when I finished school, because I spent a lot of my school time playing games and sitting in front of computers, so I abandoned all this stuff. And during studying in university, I was not doing any of this. But when me and Roman meet in university, we started to think about our game. So after that, I remembered all stuff I learned in my school. So I started to learn programming. Firstly, in Game Mercury Studio. As I mentioned, it was our first project, Double. And after that, in Dynopunk, I started to learn C# to use Unity. And second thing that I like literature, movies, all this story stuff, so it was my dream to make my own story. So I was very happy to try it. In our first project, Double, I wrote all story, dialogues, and also in Dynopunk. So you can see our project have a lot of story-based things. For now, I try to figure out how much story does our game need, because sometimes when you put a lot of story in game, players just don't interested in it, because players launch game to play game, and story is secondary thing. So it's an interesting journey to learn how to approach stories in games.
Yeah, we have a Discord server where we collect some fans for Dynopunk, but we will continue to develop this server for our next project, so we can provide you links, I think, for our server. There is a general chat, there is some fans chat, a spoiler chat, so you can just discuss some other games themes, and there are already many followers in it, so it's just a place where our fans can watch of our future work and just chat with us and see some funny memes and maybe some funny bugs, screenshots. So yeah, I think this place will be the best.